headed this way. We have a family tour for families with children under 10 every Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Did you guys have a good tour?
Yes.
Did you see lots of cats? Was Chloe up? The snow leopard? Did you see Chloe? Was she out? Yeah. Oh, good. Chloe's out. They're all out. Black ink. You're also going to notice that as far as bobcats go,
This one's
going
to be
to be a
long.
little larger. The northern bobs are going to be a little larger than the southern bobs. When you have your cat species, the closer to the equator that you get, where you get the warmer territories and different environments, your cats tend to be a little smaller in size, their coats are not going to be as dense, and their coloring. Now, years ago, People magazine actually did an article on Big Cat Rescue, and they thought that he was such a handsome boy that they used him and they took his pictures and they used his photographs. We are strictly, one of the things that makes us an accredited sanctuary is we are a non-touch facility. We never touch these animals. The only people that touch the animals are like the veterinarian if she has to for some reason, and maybe the vice president helps out the veterinarian. Small domestic house cat to your big lions and tigers because they are an intelligent animal. Just like if you have an intelligent child, you'll see a few types of enrichment. You'll see the cardboard tubes. One of them he's torn up a lot. There's a paper bag in there, and what looks like he peed on that. And what we'll do is we'll take certain spices. A lot of the cats like pumpkin pie spice, oregano, basil, and cinnamon. So somewhere there must be some Italian in the cats because they really like the oregano and the basil. Some of our cats are affected by catnip, some of them it does nothing. And all the spices don't work on all the cats. But here's the neat thing you guys can try at home. If you have a cat that has a favorite toy, and we all know that cats usually will play with the toy and then they get bored with it really easily, if you go in your cupboard and you take out just a teensy bit of cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice, because cats can smell in parts per million, so you don't need a lot, and you take it and you rub it in like one of their old mice, and you give it. Sundari just got a new toy. The leopards seem to like the donut. They spend a lot of their time trying to figure out how they can get that donut off. Reno actually has figured it out. Leopards are very, very intelligent. They have very, very good memories too. And they also have the ability to leap 20 feet vertically and 10 feet horizontally. So they're extremely good jumpers. Another form of enrichment we started giving our cats is these platforms. Because any of you that have cats at home, you know cats like to be high up. They like to view their surroundings. And see, she's got up there, she's got a little paper towel tube, and we stuck a feather in it, and it looks like there's a piece of like Christmas tree bough in it too. What you got? Now we have a saying here at Big Cat Rescue, and that saying is a cat is a cat is a cat. No matter what the size, from your smallest house cats to your biggest tigers, they all have the same attitudes and they all do the same things. Now that little ball she has, we could actually put treats in there for her. And then she rolls it around and she plays with it and she can get the treats out. And Enya here is a cougar. And cougars are really, I think they're beautiful animals. And they actually have more common names than any other cat out there. And there's Joseph again. A lot of people, when they hear that end, they say, is there something wrong with him? But that is a true lion roar. Usually when you see it in movies or on TV or whatever, you only hear that big roar. Do you know that his roar out in the wild can be heard up to 5 miles? And a male lion actually expends so much energy roaring that they actually lay down and take a nap afterwards. And you guys, when we get to see Cameron and stuff, you guys that are on the tour, you're going to wish you were a male lion after you hear about their lifestyle. They have the best lifestyle out of any cat I know. Anyway, cougars range all the way from North America to South America. So down in South America, Enya would be known as a puma. Here in Florida, we have panther. Out west, they call them mountain lions or Mexican lions. In the Appalachian area, they're called mountain screamers or catamounts. They have like 20 different common names. When these guys are born, they are born totally spotted, and they have eyes the color of her sweatshirt. They are the most brilliant bright blue. And then as they get older, their eyes change color and they lose their spots and they get these beautiful tawny coats. These guys are extremely good jumpers too. They can leap up to 18 feet into a tree. And believe it or not, even though they hate water, they are most adept at swimming, and they're one of the best swimmers out there. So in the wild, if they ever have to cross the river or anything, they can do it. Guys make good pets, and they don't. Now, how did she greet us when we walked up here?
She hissed.
She hissed. These little guys, believe it or not, are extremely food aggressive at feeding time. We work with them a lot through operant conditioning. Some servals more than others, because when the feeders, this is Desiree, we'll talk about her too. Because when the feeders come to try to feed them, they try to scratch and claw, they hiss, they try to bite. Always eat first. Out in the wild, lions are the only social animals. They live in families called prides. Well, who is it that goes out and does all the hunting in the pride? It's the female. Now, if there's something extremely large, like a very large water buffalo, that the females just can't take down, then the males will join in. But it's usually going to be the more teenage and juvenile males that really haven't left to go set prides of their own yet. But when they bring that food back, the females have to give way to the males, and the males always eat first. So they both have individual lockouts, and all our cats, no matter whether we have like 3 bobcats living together or whatever, they all have their own individual. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how many wild chickens there are running around Africa, so we don't know why they have this practice too. He went in and ate all 5 of his, and then he walked into her lockout and ate all 5 of hers. Now our keepers go back later on and they see me. I don't want to think that, our animals are not getting fed, but she just had to sit there and watch and listen. Because that's the way it works with lions. Oh yeah, but look at that mane. I've never seen a mane that big. It goes all the way down to his groin. Can you imagine if he'd lost that? Cameron, you can smell it. Some more than others because the gene that goes into making them white is also an optical gene. They have severe digestive issues. She has diarrhea like 365 days a year. Now imagine the keeper that has to go in, well, I guess this morning it was Chris that has to go in and clean that up. So when people ask you to support this breed, you're really not supporting this breed. Out in the wild, if something is born white naturally, a mother tiger, she would have actually put that cub down or she would have abandoned it, whether it's a cub or a kitten. Because it sticks out like a sore thumb, and the other predators see that. And her first responsibility is to keep herself alive and her other cubs alive. Now he is an old guy, and he's a real people pleaser because he used to have a job too, didn't you? His former owner used to take him around on a leash for so-called educational purposes. Yes. Then when he got too old to do that, he was going to breed him, but he thought he had a female. Because apparently binturongs are not real easy to sex. There are some animals like that are harder to sex than others. And found out that Banjo was a boy. And so then he decided he didn't want him anymore, so he came here. He didn't know how to climb when he came here, so we tried to teach him. We put ropes up and thing. But you see that little stump there? That's where he climbs. Right there, that little stump. And what he does is he puts his body around it, and then he picks up his legs, and he kind of like hangs there for a few seconds. And if you're lucky, he'll show you. Sometimes he shows us. Are you going to climb? Oh. And you know what? He doesn't realize that he's only 2 inches off the ground. He thinks he's way up high in a tree, which is where he should be right now, because these guys are... So she came here to live with us. Now, she doesn't really understand that she's a lion, because look, she's living by herself. When we first brought her here, we tried to introduce her to the other lions, but she wanted to have nothing to do with them, and that's really sad, because she actually should be living either with Joseph and Sasha or Cameron and Zabu, because lions are social animals. She also didn't know how to roar. But that, I'm happy to say, between hearing Joseph and Cameron, every once in a while now she will roar. So she actually has found her voice again. From what I understand, we're building her a bigger enclosure in the back because she's older now. This is her den box. Sometimes it's a little hard because these cats, because they live so long, they'll start to get some of the same ailments that we get. They're stiff. They get some arthritis and things, and their joints don't work as good as they used to. Now we treat them for all of that, but still it gets hard. So sometimes it's a little hard for her to get in her den box. So we're building her a nice big huge habitat in the back. You hear Joseph? But see how she basically ignores it because unfortunately she doesn't equate with her. Now I personally think that if she had been out in the wild and she had run across Joseph, Cameron, with that mane at her side, that they would have been beautiful. But some days you can see her,